Okay, Alice, so this is the first foundation tier paper that you'll have had a go at. So it'll be a bit unusual compared to the higher tier ones. You reckon 37. That's quite a long way off what you will need for a C, but hopefully quite quickly you'll see how similar these papers are each time we do them. 106, 182. That one is not 319. So what you have to do here is you can't take 9 from 8, so you have to borrow from there. So instead of having 428, we're having 410 to 18. 9 from 18 is 9, 1 from 1 is 0, 1 from 4 is 3. So 1, 1, 1, 0. You've got the right thing there, but the multiple is actually what the number is. So you need to write it as 72 in order to get the mark. Uh, 8740, that's correct. 116, 32. 32 isn't. We're not talking about multiples, we're talking about numbers that go into 16. So 1 and 16 are. 2 and 8 are. They both divide into 16, and so does 4. So there are 2 marks for that. You aren't going to get any of those marks because you only listed 3, one of which was wrong, and then missed out the other 3. The value of the 8, so this is a sort of units question. Units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. The 8 is in the thousands column, so its value is 8,000. If the question had asked for the value of the 6, it would be 600, and so on. 82 has a tens digit of 8, but it's not a square number. Square numbers are numbers that you get when you multiply another number by itself. So 25 is a square number because 5 5s are 25. 6 6 is a 36, 7 7 is 49, 8 8 64, 9 9s 81. So the one that's in the tens digit of 8 is 81. 10 packs cost £14. So 1 pack will be £14 divided by 10, which hopefully you would say is £1.40. So you get 1 mark there for the £14, but then nothing beyond it. That's asking for a percentage. That's a fraction. Once you've got it as a quarter, you should know the basic equivalent that a quarter is 25%. That's right. That's not. 24 isn't a prime number because 6 goes into it, 2 goes into it, 4 goes into it. Prime numbers only themselves and 1 go into it, and the smallest one in the 20s is 23. So for that first page, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's correct. That's correct. That's wrong. So once you go from there, what you're basically saying is, what have I got to take away from 240 to leave me 180? The answer is 60. Cone is correct. Prism is wrong. Septagon, there's no such shape. Heptagon will have 7 sides. That's got 8 sides, so it's an octagon. Think octopus. That's a pyramid. Think Egypt. Tangent chord. Good. So for 6 marks on that page. That one's right. This one everybody's getting wrong, and they're all falling into the same trap. There is no diagonal symmetry on that shape because of that arrow line there. If that's your line of symmetry, so that would be a mirror, that would appear there, and it doesn't. So you get 2 marks for that, nothing for that one. 64 is the perimeter. The units though are wrong. The units of perimeter are length. It's how far you travel around that shape. So it's just centimeters. Doesn't matter because it's not asking you for the units. This is the question where they're asking you for the units and you haven't given them. Your method is wrong. You've got a shape there, rectangle. You should know area of a rectangle is length times width. So it's going to be 10 times 2, which is 20. You've got 3 identical shapes, 3 identical 20s. So its total area is going to be 60. This time they do want the units. Centimeters are what we're measuring in, and area is units squared. So you get 1 mark there if you'd have just written centimeters squared. 5 for the page. Here again you're missing out the most important word, which is estimate. They don't want you to use these horrible numbers. They want you to use 100, 4, 900, 300 and do the maths on that. So the way that you were doing it is you were working out the total cost for everybody and then dividing by the number of kids. So mathematically that's right. The total cost of the packed lunches is 395 times 98, but what they want you to do is 4 times 100. You're going to add that on and divide by 98. So you're communicating to me what you're doing, which is brilliant. Your methods are right. But because you haven't estimated, you haven't been able to work out the right answer. So 4, 6, 8 for the page. That's a good page. Okay, so that's very good, and that's very good as well. 4 marks there. Right, this is a sort of question that you need to be able to do. Take a look at the video on the class page and watch how I explain that, and hopefully that's something that you would have been practicing on the higher tier as well. 320 divided by 2 isn't 130. It's 160. 66 isn't the answer. 66 is that angle there. You're taking that away from 180 because it lies on a straight line. So you're going to get 1 mark for that, but then your method from there is wrong. You need to know that those 2 little marks mean it's an isosceles triangle, which means these angles are the same. So if that's 66, so is that, which you would then take away from 180. That one's right with you, well done. 4 for the page. Those are correct, well done, that's very impressive. This one's harder, and what you need to do here is work out how far across and down you need to travel to get from there to there. So from there to there is 9 to 14, so it's going across 5, and then you go from 9 to 0, so you're going down 9. Now if you know that that there is 26 minus 4, you're then going down another 9 to get to there, and then across backwards 5 that way. So it's going to be 26 take away 5 is 21, and then negative 4 take away another 9 is going to be negative 13. 4 out of 6 for that, that's good. Right, a new car will be 0 years old. So the new car is that one there. 2000 is correct, negative is correct. On yours, It isn't 2,500 because it's not going up. That's halfway between 2,000 and 4,000, so it would be 3,000. 1, 2, 3 marks there. 7th page. Right, these aren't that one's right, that's not, that should be 12x. So 1 mark for that. That's completely wrong, that's completely right. So watch how I do these. We will be practicing them in class, but have a look on the video clip, see if you can remind yourself, because some of those you can do and some of those you get in a bit of a muddle with. Watch that on the video clip, because if you can do some of that, that should be manageable for you. And again, take a look at the video clip, work on those. We will be practicing them, but just to see if you can get your head around them. So you reckon 37. Well, let's see how close you are. 8, 14, 19, 27, 31, 35, 42, 46. So better than you were expecting. 46 is a grade E. It's 2 marks off a D. You'll easily find those 2 marks, but you're still quite a way off the 60 that you need for a grade C. But when you think about some of the earlier questions in there that you were getting wrong, I promise you, you will be getting those right by the time we come to the summer.